Hello everybody, my name is Python and welcome back to another episode here of Pythoncraft. Don't mind the fact I've got a whole bunch of arrows in me. I have just done a little bit of a mob rampage, and as a result, I now have myself a bunch of resources so I can top up my fireworks supply. And honestly, I'm very glad that I decided to do that, because I'm going to need the firework rockets to get in and out of this area down here. Today, my friends, the goal is simple. We're making the Guardian farm. It's going to be functionally up and running by the end of today's episode. I'm so excited for this. Finally, we're gonna have some form of mob farm in this world. So if all of that sounds like your cup of tea, then do be sure to continue dropping likes on these videos to help support the series and the channel. Hit the subscribe button if you're new around here, and if you want to go one further with your support, consider checking out pythongb.com/PC if you're in the market for a brand new gaming PC. There we are, 54 bits of paper for the 54 bits of gunpowder. I had a little bit in my chest here, so that's why we're up to 54. So here we go. Yeah, 2.5 stacks of rockets. Hey. So then, folks, the way we're going to do this is we're going to start at the finish. We are going to start with the kill chamber. In order to passively generate drops from the Guardians, we're going to have ourselves a whole bunch of soul campfires at the bottom. That'll be the way to kill the Guardians, to passively generate drops. However, if we wanted to get ourselves XP, we're going to need ourselves a little bit of a block platform, aren't we? So, yeah, it's going to be soul campfires down below, and then a layer of blocks that will be able to be retracted via sticky pistons via a lever. Now, the good news is I have already designed this Guardian farm in a creative duplicate test world, and as such, I'm very happy to say that for once, I actually know exactly what I'm doing. I know what resources I need. I know how many I need as well. It's gonna be fan-freaking-tastic. Real quick, as we are gathering materials for our Guardian farm project, it gives me an opportunity to quickly update you folks on some Minecraft news. And that news is the winter drop update with all of the new Pale Garden stuffs is just around the corner. The pre-releases have started to roll out. As you can see, 1.21.4 pre-release 1. That's what we're on at the time of me making this video. So for all of you folks who opt instead to wait for stable updates, you won't have to wait much longer to get your hands on the Pale Garden. It's gonna be an awesome time. So here we are, soul campfires obtained, some hoppers obtained, a few observers obtained, got the pistons, and then the sticky pistons. We need just one lever, and then the rest of the redstone components consists of literally just redstone dust. There will be some trapdoors used in the kill chamber area, and my choice of wood is going to be warped wood. We do have ourselves some warped nylium, so maybe we'll be able to force grow some warped trees in the overworld here. I mean, it's not like we don't have a whole bunch of resources, right? Question, do these nether trees have to be, like, sheltered? Oh, no, it's totally fine. Okay, very good. Yeah, efficiency 5 and a diamond toe. It's enough to go ahead and insta-mine all of the warp blocks here. Idea to stop losing the warped nylium. We just go ahead and do a little bit of that. That spreads the nylium along a little bit. And then we place down another tree. There we are. So as long as this one is here, yeah, this one is probably going to wind up getting converted back into netherrack, but it doesn't really matter all that much because we can bone meal into existence further nylium. So then, we need a total of 8 warped trap doors. The reason we're using warped wood is because it is a pretty good accompaniment to prismarine related blocks. They're both sort of a similar shade of blue, aren't they? I think they work really well together. All right, let's get this thing started, my friends. So either side of the center here, we're going to go down a couple of blocks, and that's going to be where the output chests are. Then we dig out the center area, a couple of blocks. Then we whip out the hoppers. We're going to have 2 hoppers going into each chest, and then we're going to add in the soul campfires. For any of you guys wondering why you use soul campfires, over regular campfires, it's because soul campfires actually does more damage per tick than regular campfires do. So yeah, it's very worthwhile going for these sorts of campfires instead. So with that done and dusted, we're then going to go ahead and add ourselves in a couple of slabs above the chests with a couple bits of glass on top. And then we're going to go up a couple of blocks with the glass on either side. We're then going to remove the middle layer of glass because that's where the trapdoors are going to go, on the underside of this top layer of glass. For the supports of this Guardian farm, we're going to do some nice little L shapes in each corner. We're then going to top it off with some sea lanterns, because why wouldn't you when you've got access to them, and they are one of the nicest looking light sources in the game. Yeah, you're going to go for it, aren't you? Now what we're going to do is we're going to dig out these 2 blocks so we can gain access to the chest down below. Nice and simple. We're going to do that on both sides, of course. So this first layer of blocks, this is going to be where the retractable platform is going to be. So what we need to do is we need to dig down a block. We're going to place down the observers first with the redstone butthole facing upwards. We're then going to have the sticky pistons on top facing inwards like this. And once again, we're going to do it on both sides. So again, repeat the process. A little bit of this, a little bit of this. And there we are. And of course, we need to add in the platform itself. Now we're going to connect up the redstone, but before I do that, I want to determine which side my settlement is. It's right there. Okay, so if I was to place down the lever on this side of the farm, I will always know that my base settlement is over there. Call it a navigational aid, if you will. So now it should be as simple as placing down a bunch of redstone. So here we go. We're going to get some going underneath here. And then, of course, over to the opposite side to the other piston. So one there, and one there. Now, we should be good to go. We're going to place down the lever like that. And, the blocks are now kind of skew-if. We don't want none of that nonsense, do we? So let's go and replace that one. And now when we flick the switch, yeah, look at that. A retractable platform. It works out perfectly, doesn't it? So now we should be good to go in terms of shoring up the walls at the side. And then, of course, replacing a whole bunch of the blocks here. Actually, talking of replacing blocks, why don't we go ahead and try to keep on top of this place looking decent? I think that'd be the way to go. Maybe we can have a little bit of lighting down there. We'll continue on with the prismarine sort of in these little slithers here. And there we are. It looks a bit better now, doesn't it? The next step for our Guardian farm is to create the Guardian chute. And because we have ourselves a very large ring acting as the Guardian spawn areas, we're going to have quite a lot of different water flows going in all sorts of different directions. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to start a water source in each corner, and then we're going to have the water source go to the center of each side, and then they're going to flow down to the center kill chamber right here. So yeah, it actually turns out there's going to be quite a lot of Guardian chutes just so we can get the Guardians to come into one centralized space. But it's all going to be worth it, believe me. So with our nicely newly organized shulker boxes with all of our prismarine inside, we should be able to start making ourselves a very, very hefty amount of progress with this project. So let's start by getting a whole bunch of stuff out. For the most part, we're going to be converting the dark prismarine blocks into dark prismarine stairs. That is going to be one of the materials we use for the little Guardian chute. And we're also going to need a bunch of prismarine brick stairs for the same reason. And finally, a whole bunch of regular prismarine slabaroos. So to start things off here, we're going to go 8 blocks out in all directions, but just for the sake of, you know, proof of concept, we're going to just work on one area for now. So this would be 1, 2, and then we go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then from the edge of the 8 block long platform, we're going to go 7 blocks. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we go up, and that'll be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For any of you guys wondering why we're only going 7 blocks along, it's essentially to reduce the amount of water buckets we actually have to place down for our guardian chutes. So yeah, we're trying to be nice and resource efficient here. And finally, of course, we're going to go right up to the wall. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And because we have a 3-block wide guardian spawn area, we then need to increase the width of these guardian water chutes up to 3 blocks. There's going to be 2 blocks for it to go down to the center, but 3 blocks, of course, around the outside. So now we can get on with Operation Decoration. To add a bit of lighting and also to make this look a little bit less rough around the edges, we're actually going to go ahead and get rid of the dark prismarine stairs that are sort of along the edge here. We're then going to add in some sea lanterns, rather like so. Now we can add in a single layer of glass, and then to finish the cylindrical shape we're going to go for here, we are going to add in some prismarine brick stairs along the top of the glass layer. And similar to the sea lanterns down below, in order to make this look a little bit less rough around the edges, we're actually going to opt for some prismarine brick slabs for where the elevation changes each time. So 1, 2, 3, rather like that. And yeah, I think we're looking pretty good. Now what we could do is we can start going at it with some of these regular prismarine slabs. Turns out we actually need ourselves some of these bad boys though, some prismarine stairs. There we go. Right, now we should be able to finish this thing. So where the elevation changes, we place down some stairs and then we keep at it with the regular prismarine slabs. So again, stairs and then slabs. I think I'm going to go with a little bit of a change of plan here to reduce the amount of glass we need for this. I think we're just going to have the glass for the bottom of the cross-shaped chute coming into the middle, but around the edge, I think we're going to go instead for, oh, I don't know, maybe some prismarine bricks. It's definitely the resource we have in the most plentiful amounts. So I feel like that'd be a cool idea. Who knows? It might even wind up looking better with the prismarine bricks. Or we could go for a mixture of both. We could go for both prismarine bricks and glass. We could have the glass sort of going in the middle here. Ah, I think that'll work quite nicely. So, going from the center of each side, we are going to go 8 blocks along. So this will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to go 7 blocks for the next few levels until we get to the corner over there. So this will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then another 7. And in the corner here, it should wind up being 5 blocks. And there we are. Perfect. So then, now that we know how many blocks we need to assign to each different elevation level, I see no reason why we can't go ahead and get the entirety of the surrounding square done. Let's do this thing, my friends. Alright, my friends, just adding in the final few blocks here. And once you've got everything done and dusted, your ring should look something like this. It almost looks like one of those weird optical illusion drawings, doesn't it? Now, what we can do is we can connect up all of the crisscross guardian water chute thingy. So let's go ahead and get that done as well. Shouldn't be too difficult. And ladies and gentlemen, just like that, we've got all of the guardian chutes up and running. We're just going to go and place some glass in here. You might think that this will potentially lower the drop rate because we are maybe holding some guardians back, but no, actually, the reason we have this in is so the guardians don't wind up just, you know, sort of hopping over the hole onto another guardian chute area. So yeah, doing this prevents them from being able to hop on over to other locations. So let's get ourselves out of here and we'll have ourselves a bit of a look at how this is going. Yeah, not looking bad, my friends, not looking bad. Yes, it does go ahead and reduce the amount of open space we have to work with our Guardian base area. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we've still got 4 very large quadrants. We can easily get some decent-sized farms in each of these here quadrants. Now, my friends, we have one of the arguably more tedious parts to get done. We have to place down an absolutely ridiculous amount of these fence gates. The fence gates will act as a hold up, basically. It will hold up the water above it so it doesn't spew out everywhere. So yeah, we're going to start off by placing all of these all along the bottom of this sandstone. Eventually the sandstone will be mined out so the water can literally drip all the way down to the fence gates. But yeah, first of all, we need to get these placed down. If I'm being honest, the only reason I'm using pale oak is because it was the kind of wood that I had in most plentiful amount. So, yeah. I mean, why not, right? I mean, I think it'll work quite nicely in amongst all of the eventual blue that's going to be going on here, right? So with all of those placed down, we now have the gargantuan task of trying to open every single one of these here fence gates. That's not going to be frustrating at all now, is it? Doesn't help that I'm very slightly OCD and I want all of the fence gates to be opened the same way. That probably makes things a little bit more tedious, but in my mind, it'll look better, even though we're not really going to be seeing this a great deal. So that's one side completely done, and all fence gates opened. Now we have to get the other 3 sides done. Alright, we're just about there with the opening and placing of these here fence gates. Just gotta get these last couple open. And there we are. Nice and easy like. So, the next step is to go ahead and add in a wall along the edge here. And by doing that, we will have fully contained the water guardian chute areas. And then we can actually begin on the placing of all of the water sources. So I guess the thing we need to try and figure out is what kind of material we want to use for this wall here. I have nowhere near the amount of glass we need to have this all be glass. However, it might just be possible that we have enough prismarine bricks combined with glass, perhaps? I don't know. I would say let's go ahead and trade a whole bunch with my librarian. We get ourselves a bunch of glass that way. Perhaps I could also make myself a mini super smelter. Grab myself a bunch of sand and smelt it all up. However, the best way to grab ourselves some glass is to actually take this glass here. Only in order to maximize the spawn rate of the Guardians, it actually turns out you need to have an opaque block above the water source. As a result of the water here being essentially open to the sunlight, it reduces the spawn rate of the Guardians around here. So if I was to replace these glass blocks with something solid, say for example prismarine bricks, then yeah, it would be enough to vastly improve the spawn rates down here. In order to grab the glass safely though, we're gonna need to go make ourselves some more invis potions, aren't we? Alright, quick progress update before we get on with the invis potion stuffs and grabbing all the other glass. This is the glass I have remaining from my original supply. And we've just about managed to get the sort of first layer of glass placed down. Oh no, we're not going to have enough dark prismarine to fill this thing up properly. I was trying to go for a decoration similar to what we've got going on around here. Turns out I don't have enough dark prismarine for that. I've got shards from, you know, all the times I've had to take down Guardians in the process of draining this place. I just need to go grab myself some black dye. I'm pretty sure I've got a little bit of a supply, at the very least, in my storage area. Ah, there we go. I knew we had some laying around. All right, so there's the black dye and dark prismarine. Boom. Really? 8 prismarine shards. It takes 8 prismarine shards to make 1 dark prismarine? Am I the only one thinking that is a god-awful conversion rate in terms of resources versus result? Like, that is really bad. I feel like we should get 4 blocks per time or something. You know? Certainly not 1. That seems a bit measly, doesn't it? But anyways, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I should be able to start working on the water flows. Alright, so water source has been created. Let's get ourselves up to one of the corners, and then we'll begin on working on this. So what we're going to do first of all is we're actually going to sort of cordon off a 3x3 corner area, rather like this. We're then going to add in the water source, and then we're going to quickly place this in. The reason we do that is so the water actually spreads. Otherwise, it sort of goes a little bit strange. But anyways, we can go ahead and start mining that all up. And what should happen is it goes all the way to the very, very, very bottom here. And it does. The reason I don't want it to go down here is because otherwise the water flow, the direction in which it flows, is a bit sort of skew-if. Then we go ahead and place down a water source in this corner and this corner. So no matter where the guardians are in this particular area, they will go down to the very, very bottom to the kill chamber area. So if we were to just sort of pop ourselves down here, as you can see, the water perfectly goes to the center area. So then, just gotta rinse and repeat the process for all the other corners and other areas that need water. Alright, we should just about have this all done and dusted. The water is spreading along quite nicely. And yeah, we should be good. That should be just about it. Wait, what the heck? Oh, right. There's going to be guardians spawning in the water source blocks themselves, right? So, in each corner, and then in each little halfway bit here. I didn't even realise that. What a big old doofus brain I am. That's kind of cool. All right, so we now know that this farm is up and working. Yeah, look at that. Our first ever prismarine shard and raw cod from our guardian farm. Hold on a minute. I think I've just had a bit of an idea. If we were to simply have the prismarine in our offhand and we place it very, very quickly after ridding each bit of glass, the glass should pop up, right? As in, we should be able to collect it. So let's just give it a bit of a go. Boop. There we go. Collected, 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 collected. Yeah! Oh, my friends, this works out an absolute treat. Even better, if I was to actually stand a tiny bit on top of the block, I can literally keep both of my mouse buttons pressed down, and the whole process, therefore, winds up becoming just automatic. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, no! Oh! I gotta make sure I'm keeping my prismarine freaking supply topped up, though. Ah, what a doofus brain. I think I lost a couple of bits of glass there. But yeah, just goes to show, my friends, your offhand can actually be one of the most powerful things when it comes to building. Not long to go now in terms of replacing the glass with regular prismarine. This offhand double-click trick has worked out so friggin' nicely. I'm actually kind of staggered at how well it's worked. There we go. Right, so now, as a result of doing all of that, we have just plunged the guardian spawning areas into total darkness, which is brilliant. That's exactly what we're looking for, because as a result, the spawn rates will be maximized. Oh, come on! I've not even finished the base yet, and these guys are trying to roll up and claim it. Ah, just absolutely disgusting. You know what's going to happen to you, don't you? I don't even know why you even bother trying. Go on. Bye. Oh, yeah, that's right. Hit each other. That's hilarious. Do you know what? Since we seem to be going down the road of trying to make this farm, and indeed the base area, look as good as humanly possible, how's about we do a little bit of a thing at the surface? I mean, we've got all of this prismarine. How's about we add a nice prismarine brick slab border? Eh? I think that'd be a really nice idea. Here we are, just the last few slabs going down, and there we have it. So take it to the skies. Let's have a look at it from afar. Yeah! All right. This ain't looking too bad, actually. I will say, though, I feel like maybe dark prismarine slabs would work better as the border material compared to these prismarine brick slabs. Oh, well, for now, I will take it. I will roll with it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finally get all of the chute glass added in. My friends, we have more than enough glass to get all of the walls here done. And there we are. In fact, right, actually, we need to get ourselves out of here, don't we? So let me just do myself a favor here. There we are. Block that off. Break that. Grab it back. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have only one task. We have to grab ourselves an invis potion, and then we have to mine out all of the sandstone that is currently holding up the Guardian spawn area water. Ah, beautiful. We had some spare invisibility potions from when we drained the place. Here we are. Let's chuck that away. We're going to break this block. Oh, boy. And now we have the interesting task of trying to break all of this sandstone. Oh, wait, hang on a minute. Wait. Water breathing. We need water breathing. Oh, my goodness me. How much of a Dumbo am I? Seriously. Good Lord. Right, now, my friends, now we can get on with the mining of the sandstone. I just hope that I'll be able to do it in time before the second potion runs out. As you can see, a lot of the sandstone blocks are falling down, which means they should wind up in the output chests. However, a good amount of them are also rising up to the top here. So what that means is after each side has been dug out, I need to sort of get myself up to the ceiling and then pick up all of the sandstone. Only sandstone, you know, I do actually kind of like it, and it requires 4 stacks of sand to craft, so it's not the cheapest material in the entire world. Yes, it can generate in plentiful amounts, but if you want to make it, then yeah, like I say, reasonably expensive. Anyways, let's keep this thing going, my friends. Only 2 more sides to get done. I'm so excited to have this thing done. Like, really, I am. I've spent so many episodes trying to get this thing up and running. And today's the episode where it all comes to fruition. It'll all be finished, you know? Functionally, anyway, you know, in terms of how it looks, we're going to have to replace all of the sand here with whatever material we please. And yeah, it does mean that we are going to return to dangerous times. Binding up all of the sand blocks here means that there's going to be quite a lot of floods going on, eh, folks? Oh, yikes, that's going to be an interesting time. But functionally speaking, we'll be there, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy to say it, but we have just about dug out our last here for now. Let's go grab these blocks and let's get out of here, replace the bit of prismarine, and then we're going to head down to the Guardian kill chamber just so we can see what's going on. All right, so we are just about out of there. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of that. And that's it. The Guardian farm, functionally speaking, is now up and running. Oh my goodness me! Look at all these guys! Oh, this is just brilliant. Alright, so I would like to know just how much sandstone I've actually managed to get back. Oh, look at all this, though. Yeah! Alright, and then there should be a whole bunch on this side as well. There is. We did it! This has been the first time in several years that I've actually finished a Guardian farm, and an OG style one as well, where we've actually drained out an entire monument and we've chopped it all up and we've manipulated all of the water spaces so we have Guardian spawning only in certain places. I'm so happy. Come on, if none of this deserves a like, then I simply don't know what does. We've actually followed through with a large-scale farm project. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits. All right, now what I want to do, though, is I want to test the XP side of this farm. So let's go ahead and have our little platform come in. And now what we should be able to do is just sort of sit around here for a little bit. We'll have hopefully a whole bunch of Guardians come down to the center here, and then we can start slapping these guys around with my epic sword here. Alright, I've reduced the hostile mob volume so this doesn't hurt your ears, but here we are. We're going to see what kind of XP we can get from these guys. The elytra will be mended first, though. Wait, we've still got mending on all of this stuff here as well. Oh, wow. Okay, maybe we get some of this stuff on our person, and then we do a little bit of this. Slap! Slap. Slap. Yeah, buddy. Oh, this is working out nicely. For any of you folks who don't know, when you yourself kill guardians, there is a rare chance of getting things like salmon and pufferfish as well. So, yeah, it's very worthwhile having an AFK toggleable platform in your guardian farm, similar to this one. Very much worthwhile, I'd say. Look how much durability has come back on my pickaxe already. Wow. That's amazing. All right, and then to suck up the drops, all we got to do is do a little bit of that. All of the drops will fall onto the campfires and thus into the hoppers. There might be 1 or 2 drops here and there, though. But all is well, all in all. Look at all the drops, though. There's so many of them. Oh, I am so chuffed to bits, my friends. So on that successful and happy note, it is time to wrap up today's episode with a few shout-outs. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Angela H for the $9.99 dono since the last episode, and also K Raffi for another 40 Indian rupees. Thank you so very much, you two. I very much appreciate that support. It goes a long, long way. And that, of course, leaves us with the comment of the day. Max Derp says, why not set up a conduit? Get some minor night vision and no need for water-breathing potions. Yeah, I probably should have done, eh? I really probably should have done. I mean, when it comes to us replacing the sand walls here with whatever material we're going to wind up using, yeah, actually, probably having a conduit would be a good idea. The only thing is, though, I can't remember the radius of the conduit power effect or whatever it's called. Like, for example, could I set it up in the middle there and it will encompass this entire monument area? I don't know. Failing that, I guess one of the things we could potentially do is maybe set up 4 conduits, 1 on each of the sides. And then, yeah, we will be good to go from there, I guess. But yeah, the only reason I haven't made a conduit is because I can't make a conduit. I don't have the resources to make one. We've definitely got the Heart of the Seas, but in terms of the Nautilus shells, yeah, we're kind of looking a little bit sort of lacking on that front, aren't we? But yeah, definitely a very, very good idea, and I really do appreciate the suggestion. And I also appreciate each and every single one of you folks for watching today's episode. If you have enjoyed today's video and you're excited to see more, if you're excited to see where this base goes next, then please do be sure to drop a like. I'd very much appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss out on my future content. But for now, thanks for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. This has just been such a huge step forward for the series. We have a guardian farm. A fully functioning guardian farm. Oh, I'm so happy. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.